What's going on, everybody? Rob here, Trev2323. Jack of all trades, master of none. Well, we went to that Robidoux Creek yesterday. It's supposed to be like 58 miles long, but the closest part to it where I'm at right now, it's pretty narrow, pretty thin. So we stopped at Uranus, the destination, not the town. And I was talking to the guys there, and they told me that there's a fishing spot on base I could go to, or there's one out the east gate of Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. They said right out the east gate, about half a mile under a bridge somewhere. It's supposed to be really good. But I figure since I'm on limited time, I drove out to the creek on Fort Leonard Wood. There was a little dam there. It looked pretty good to fish. So I convinced the family to drop me off there for 3 hours. I bought my license from Walmart up the street, and I'm gonna go fishing there. Now, I'm not taking my big 25-pound test line pole. I'm fishing for mainly rock bass. They called it Google Eye bass. But I'm gonna go with my little jig right here. That's my old trusty, but since I'm being dropped off for 3 hours, got a bottle of water, cell phone, and some new baits I'm gonna try. I bought a new frog bait. It actually looks pretty cool, a Rebel frog bait. So I'm gonna try that one right there. And I'm gonna have my little bag here, my trusty camera, my pole, and my hat, and that's all I'm gonna take there. I'm gonna synchronize my watch with my family, be out there for 3 hours and show you what it is. I'm trying to just look, see what else I should take. I'm probably gonna take my crayfish, and I'll probably take a worm, a power bait worm. But either way, so let's go from here and see what's gonna happen. Okay, so I'm back. Got my bag, my fishing pole, and everybody is leaving me. So I'm at, right here is the golf course on Fort Leonard Wood, the Piney Valley Golf Course. That's right up here. That's the bridge, one way on, one way off to get to the golf course. It's a one-lane bridge. So what I'm gonna do is walk this path all the way down. There's on the other side over here is the little dam, the little waterfall. But the fire department's actually practicing on that dam and waterfall right now. So I'm gonna go in the creek over here. Now this creek is owned by the, I guess, the state of Missouri. So I do have my Missouri fishing license. I'm gonna start off with a little jig. Then I got a bunch of other stuff. I don't got my tripod with me other than myself, of course. Kidding, I wish. Either way, here we go. This is a beautiful nature hike, even if you use it as a nature hike. The drop-off seems pretty steep. The little dam is over there some, but I'm gonna walk all along the creek as far as I can. I got 3 hours. I'm gonna do my first cast right now, so we'll see what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna see if I can put my camera down, and we'll go from there. I have little fish following it, about 3 or 4 little fish coming after it. There's bigger fish in here because I got a bunch of little fish following it. Where it's supposed to be at. Oh, crazy! Look at this! Insane! My pole went off. My pole broke off as I was retrieving it, and I got one already. I got a little jig, so with the little jig, yeah, I'm gonna get a little smaller fish with it. That was insane. This is my Zebco reel with my minnow jig that I'm using right here. I don't know what's underneath the water right there. I got snagged a couple times. We're going to turn it this way. I don't cast in the same place constantly. I cast and move and cast and move. Okay, I didn't walk too far down yet, and even walking down the creek, I already heard 2 frogs jump in the water. So I'm gonna switch to the frog one. I'm gonna try to catch one more small one with this one, and then probably with the next 10 minutes switch to the frog. Well, I said I would tell you if I caught my next one. That's my next one right there. I was reeling it in and went after it. I can't believe that little fish went after the minnow. Let me get it still. That little fish went after the minnow, half his size. Okay, I was down the creek over there on the other side of the bridge. I walked all the way around over here. I'm gonna stay out there at Fort Leonard Fire and Rescue, or training over here. So I'm gonna stay out their way, try to fish right here a little bit, and I want to fish this little bit right here. All right, we're switching over to the frog now. You know, walking through along the thing, I hear some frogs jumping in the water. So with the little jigs, you catch bass, but you catch small bass. So you want something a little bit bigger, you got to go for a bigger bait. So we're gonna try the frog now. All right, so far I have no luck with the frog. I'm about a block down from where the guys are. They're way back in there. Paramedics guy at the dams right there where the paramedics are. But I'm as far as I'm gonna go comfort-wise. Oh man, he's got a bug in my. As far as I'm gonna go comfort-wise with my shorts on. Me like a big dummy, didn't wear jeans. So what I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna switch over to a big Rapala bait, shad. I mean a big jig, a big jig. All right, what I did instead was switch to a crawfish bait, a crankbait, but a crawfish one. The minnow jig was the bottom of my bag, and I feel like digging for it. All right, I really had no luck back on top of the dam, so I came back down to my old trusty spot right here. I cast it all the way over there with the crankbaits until I almost lost the crankbait in the tree. Then I went back to my jig. You don't catch the biggest stuff with the jig, but you do catch some. Although when I walked back down here, right in here in this tree over the bridge, man, there was a huge fish sitting down there. I really didn't see what it was, but by the time I got everything ready, he was gone. So I went back to my jig. Now I got another bite right here, but I didn't set the hook, so I think actually it was a smaller one that bit behind the hook, because I felt it playing with it and holding it, but when I started to kind of set the hook, it just popped out. So now right here, I've been casting between that pillar right there and this pillar right here, trying to not get it stuck in a tree right down here. So if you do get a jig stuck like this, you know, instead of yanking and yanking, I just pop the thing and the jig pops loose. I'm gonna cross the bridge and go on the other side over there and see what I can do. All right, I got one. I got a big one. I came before that. There's a tree branch right there. That's where that sucker snagged itself on. So it snagged on that tree branch. I see him dancing around right there. So I gotta try to play with it. Maybe he'll get it free himself. See it? If I let it play with it, it's on that tree branch. So I gotta try to pop it off that tree branch. All right, got it. Got it off. Let's see what I can get now. There it comes. Nope. Come on this way, buddy. There it is. Smallmouth bass. Woohoo! Almost got away from me because of that damn tree branch. On a jig. That's what I caught right there on a jig. I didn't even go up yet. I just went right here and cast it, but I got caught on that thing. Had to work him off. Well, my fishing day is almost over. It's about 4:15 right now. There's the bridge up here. I fished along here. Nothing really good. These are the ponds on the side of the bridge, the 3 little ponds. And I got my little jig right there, and believe it or not, I got 2 bites right in here, right in this pond right here. I got 2 bites. I mean, they were too small. They probably held on just to the Berkeley tail. But the irony is, these Berkeleys do work because it held on to the Berkeley tail. Either way, I got about 15 minutes. I'm going to trek to the other side, and that same little spot is the same spot that I caught all 3 bass in. The tiny one also. But if you're traversing this right here, I tried to traverse this and keep my feet dry. That's not just gonna happen, man. I slipped on these rocks and my feet are drenched already. Either way, I'll finish up when the van comes for me. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. I didn't finish up when the van came for me, but I just caught the 3 fish or 3 or 4 fish in that exact same spot. So maybe somebody else will have better luck and post their videos. But this was Fort Leonard Wood. This was actually the big Piney Creek that came through the base. But there's ponds on base that you could fish at. Although you gotta look for the on base ponds, you gotta go to the MWR to get a permit to fish those ponds. And on top of that, there's limits that you gotta look out for. Either way, I had fun. I could go anywhere, find a lake, find a creek, find water, and I'll fish and I'll have a good time. And I just like sharing that with you. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.